welcome back to the Halo Empire. Season 5 of Halo Infinite has really turned the game around. We've gone from a 6 out of 10 multiplayer at launch to an 8.5 or maybe even a 9 out of 10. And one of the biggest changes they've made in Season 5 is how events work. Now, obviously, before, events were really frequent, and you'd be able to unlock stuff as you progress through your Battle Pass. But they've changed things around with Season 5, and basically how events work now is operations are their own Battle Pass, where you can unlock 20 tiers for free, or you can pay 2,000 credits to unlock all of it. Now, going into it, I thought this was a pretty good idea because, hey, if they're going to make them less frequent, it means they can make them more impactful. So I expected a PvE mission or something like that, because the actual cover art shows Swords of Sanghelios working with the UNSC. So I was like, yeah, that cover art's got to be relevant for something. But since the Combined Arms operation has finally dropped, what's changed? Well, they've added a Halo 3 playlist, which is cool, but it's completely irrelevant to the actual theming of the operation. Right now, it feels like kind of an afterthought. I really expected Firefight or some kind of PvE mode to drop at the beginning of Combined Arms. In the trailer for the operation, they even show Firefight, which is weird because it seems to have more to do with the Halo 3 Mountain Dew playlist than it does for PvE. But what are my thoughts on it? I hear you screaming. The Halo 3 playlist is actually really good. I really like the map variety here. There's honestly some maps in this playlist that I actually prefer over their Halo 3 selves. Cliffside, Domicile, Sylvanus, Banished Narrows, and Critical Dew Point are, in my opinion, some of the best maps in the game. I've heard people saying that Critical Dew Point could be a new ranked map, and it could be. In my opinion, it is kind of flat. You spend most of the time clambering over boxes, so I feel like making some of the boxes a bit higher would probably give it a bit more depth. But I really like the theming, and honestly I prefer it over Foundry, which is the Halo 3 map it's inspired by. I've heard a lot of people criticizing Sylvanus, but I actually really like how they've expanded on the idea of Guardian, and it's just given us a bigger playground to play in. And Cliffside as well is just a really stunning map. Like, look at this, he forged scarabs just for the background. I really like the Banished theme for this and Banished Narrows. It makes it more visually interesting, at least in my opinion. The game was sorely lacking Banished arena maps, so I am super happy they've added them here, and I really hope some of them actually make it over to the core playlists. I've heard a lot of people saying that the Assault Rifle and Sidekick don't belong in the mode, but I think they work just fine. I don't know, I think people were maybe expecting a more competitive playlist, but for me, if I want to use the BR, I'll just go find it on the map. But I feel like outfitting everyone with BRs from the get-go would kind of hurt how a lot of these maps play, because I feel like you'd just be cross-mapping each other. You know, the BR is kind of like a laser beam. But I know it's not unpopular to want the more competitive style of gameplay. I know that EHL just revealed that they're going to be having a competitive tournament using the refueled playlist maps, and they're going to be starting with BR starts. So I think it's going to be really interesting to see how that works out. Obviously, I went to the Europa Halo event and they were using bandits. So in my opinion, I think that bandits would be more suitable than BRs, but apparently they did a vote and more people preferred the idea of BRs, so, you know, I guess it's up to them. But honestly, in terms of Combined Arms itself, I'm not the biggest fan of the way these operations work. Right now, they kind of just feel like the normal events, except now they take up an entire month, and I lose my premium challenge slot. Something that I paid for that I would previously have got for 4 to 6 months. And the main issue I have with it is I wasn't finished with my Reckoning Battle Pass, so I had to decide which one I'd put my time into. Obviously, the Combined Arms Battle Pass is free, but if I don't complete it in the space of time it's available, then I'm gonna have to pay for it. But I can't progress on my original Battle Pass, so I'm now having to pick and choose between the two, even though I'm not really a huge fan of what the Combined Arms Pass really has to offer. What it's giving me doesn't feel any different to how the events worked in the past, except now I can only pick one battle pass to unlock stuff on. But why are they doing it this way? Well, obviously what they're trying to do is increase player retention. By making it so essentially new battle passes release every month, then it makes people come back and try and complete the free event passes before they go away. And obviously there's no numbers on whether this has worked or not. I know on Steam the concurrent player count went up to 12,500 players, I think, which is obviously down from the 18,000 concurrent players it was at the launch of Season 5, but it's up from the average concurrent player count, which was around 10,000 players. But over on Xbox, Halo Infinite has actually just beaten out Bungie's own Destiny 2, which I think this is the first time it's happened since Halo Infinite's launch, which is, yeah! We back, boys! We back! Yeah! But seriously, we're not back, but we are getting there. But I think my biggest issue was about the lack of a PvE mode. 343 keeps having these phases where they discuss how transparent they're going to be, where they tell us exactly what's happening. But recently, it feels like they've gone back to kind of keeping their mouths shut and just releasing whatever they want, which has kind of backfired because when they used Firefight in the trailer for the operation, people expected it to drop on that day. But what they really meant was, oh, it's going to drop at some point during this operation, which would have been nice to know, because everyone over on Twitter got their hopes up for a potential Firefight shadow drop. So I don't know, I'm kind of mixed on the operation overall. If you haven't finished your battle pass, having a new timed battle pass that takes time away from the original battle pass you still haven't finished, I don't know, it feels a little FOMO. Like, oh no, if I don't complete this, I'm gonna have to spend money, even though I just paid for the battle pass, which normally is enough to last, what, like the 3-4 month seasons? It feels like 343's poking us and going, hey, if you don't complete this new operation, you're gonna have to pay for it. But I guess events in the past were temporary anyway, so, you know, live service games, everyone. But in my opinion, I'm guessing that Firefight's going to drop in just over a week. Because the playlists refresh every 2 weeks, I'm guessing that they're going to have a mid-season update 2 weeks after the Combined Arms operation dropped, which is going to be the real bread and butter of this operation. So who knows, maybe 343 can turn this operation around and make Combined Arms one of the best events of recent memory. I've been waiting for PvE since Halo Infinite launched, so this is a big moment for us. You know, we can complain about all the issues with the unlock system and how now you have to pay for stuff that was previously free, but the main reason we're here is for the gameplay, and hopefully Firefight's worth the wait. What do you think about the Combined Arms operation? Do you think it's an improvement over the events from the past? Let me know in the comment section down below. This has been Mythic Al, and see you later.